You've just had some very good extensional drilling results at Menzies, Leo. That, by extensional, I mean we're stepping out from the existing resources, the resources we defined back in March. So we're going deeper, and also in some cases along strike, but mostly deeper.
Well, hello, welcome to Assay TV. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Ed Turner, who is the CEO of Kingwest Resources. Kingwest are undertaking exploration around and underneath some historic mines just off the Goldfields Highway north of Kalgoorlie in Western Australia. Ed, great to see you today. We spoke back in February where you were, we talked about your drilling plans, your upcoming drilling plans at your Menzies and Goongarrie projects. You've just had some results back from Menzies. And if we could start there, what have you found, and what does this mean for the project going forward?
You've just had some very good extensional drilling results at Menzies, Leo. That, by extensional, I mean we're stepping out from the existing resources, the resources we defined back in March. So we're going deeper, and also in some cases along strike, but mostly deeper. So we focused on the Lady Shenton system, the Lady Harriet system, and the Goongarrie system. So we've got the results back for the Lady Shenton system to date. There's three main lodes at Lady Shenton, and they join up with the Pericles results, which we've announced previously as well. So in the middle lode, the Falconer lode, we've been very pleasantly surprised about the consistent widths and grades. There we had 26 metres at 4.6 grams per tonne, for example, which included 2 metres at nearly 50 grams per tonne. So it's got a nice thickness with solid grades, but also a high grade component. And that was 100 metres deeper than the existing resource. And along strike to the north, we also had 19 metres at 2 grams per tonne, also under the existing resource. And at Big Bay lode, which is the third lode and the easternmost one, which sits a bit obliquely and has never been mined underground, we have also had 25 metres at nearly 2 grams per tonne. And once again, that had a high grade component of 2 metres at 10 grams per tonne. So it's really encouraging that these systems, that the mineralisation basically keeps on going deeper and deeper. And now we're zeroing in our focus onto those higher grade components for the future. So we just keep on adding to the existing resources.
And in terms of, as you mentioned, this drilling was a lot deeper than you'd done before. How much further under the existing drilling were you finding these intersections?
Well, up to 100 metres at this stage, but we've still got a lot of gaps to fill in there. And with the next round of drilling, we'll be filling in the gaps, below the existing resources and down to that 100 metres. So that's more than, say, 200 vertical metres below surface now. Or up to 200 vertical metres below surface, and then we can keep on stepping deeper and deeper, but we'll need diamond core drilling to do that in the future.
And you're still awaiting some more results though from Menzies, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. The Lady Harriet system drill holes and the Goongarrie drill holes. So there's another 11 holes pending, and we expect those in the next 1 to 2 weeks, and they will be a good indication for the potential, the deeper potential there. Once again, we drilled well underneath the existing resources, so each time we get hits, basically we're adding ounces to the potential future resources.
Fantastic. And tell us, remind our viewers, your existing resource there.
In total, it's 446,000 ounces at about 1.3 grams per tonne. So that's using a 0.5 gram cutoff. So we've taken that from 170,000 ounces in late 2019 up to that the current resources.
And now finding these new lodes underneath the existing resources, which I suppose you'll be adding to your resource estimate in the near future.
Yeah, basically they're continuations of the same lodes, but yeah, we don't drill everywhere along the strike of those lodes. Like the Lady Shenton system, for example, is 700 metres long. So we're picking the best parts of that to drill deeper, so we can prove up higher grade underground resources in the future. But these ones I've just announced now, they're sufficiently shallow that they could go into the open cut resources, or they could go into underground resources. So we're right at that sort of interface right now, and in the future we'll just keep on going deeper and deeper.
So what are the next steps for the Menzies project?
Well, once we get all the results back in, then we'll be in a position to plan follow-up drilling. And once again, we just get more and more focused There's a lot of targets at Menzies, and we started off with about 10 or 12 targets. Now we've narrowed it down to 4 main ones, and the future drilling will be dependent on these remaining assays.
And with a fair wind, when would you expect to have an updated resource estimate there?
We aren't planning on updating the resources just now. We'll probably be after the next round of drilling, but later in the year is a logical time to consider that. Yeah.
Excellent. And you've also been drilling at your other Goongarrie project a little further south. Tell us about what you've been doing there.
Yeah, it's our first RC drilling program at Goongarrie. We're following up the 38 metres at 3 grams per tonne we hit in the air core drilling earlier in the year, which had a high grade 6 metres at 17 grams per tonne at the base of the hole, right to the bottom of the hole, basically at the fresh rock interface. So with the air core drilling, you can't drill any deeper than that. So with the RC drilling, we're drilling in and around that, underneath, along strike. So it's a first RC testing of the mineralisation, hopefully to identify the exact controls and grades on the primary mineralisation there in the south end of Goongarrie. So we just finished that drilling a week and a half ago, and those assays will hopefully be in the next few weeks, and we'll be able to release them later in the month.
And how many holes and how many metres did you drill there?
We drilled 8 holes for 1,200 metres. So it's a relatively limited program at this stage, but the important thing was to define the geometry of the mineralisation. So 6 holes around that, the Discovery air core hole, and then we drilled a few holes 200 metres south along strike as well, because we do know the anomalism continues for another kilometre south down to our tenement border. But that was wider spaced air core drilling, which previously defined that. So now we need to just, once again, incrementally increase our RC drill coverage to really define the mineralisation.
And what's the status of the labs at the moment in WA? I know earlier in the year there was a lot of backlog there. How's it looking at the moment?
I've been pleasantly surprised with the turnaround. They've been sort of in the 3 to less than 4 week range. It did blow out to around six weeks over Christmas and things like that. So now our lab's doing an excellent job in getting the results back in a timely manner.
Fantastic. So more results to look out for over the next few weeks. But that's a very exciting time, I guess, for the company. In terms of your sort of funding going forward, how's that looking?
Pretty good right now. We raised $3 million last month, so we're in a good position to continue to follow up on future drill programs at Menzies and Goongarrie. And we've also got the Lake air core rig still pending. We've got some very exciting targets in the north of Goongarrie under the lake, and we need that customised drill rig. So that's we're next in line there, but then hopefully we'll be drilling in August there.
So more drilling on the way and more results back from the lab very, very soon. Very exciting time for Kingwest Resources. Thank you very much for joining us today, Ed, for that update.
My pleasure, Leo.